Hey, how's it going, AJ? My question is, what is a good routine for when I go to the track on the weekends? Right now, really all I do is do my moto for 10 minutes, take a break, another 10-minute moto, just kind of do that. But I was wondering, should I have some more structure, like hit the turn track for a while or do a stand-up only? I mean, what do you think? What's a good structure? Thank you.
Great question. And wherever you are, I want to be there. It looks like Hawaii, but it looks beautiful wherever you are. Structure. So this is what I say at classes a lot. It's kind of the lecture I give at the beginning of the day, and then I remind riders at the end of the day, is that the majority of people are going out there and not riding with a purpose and just really aimlessly spinning laps with no rhyme or reason as to what they're doing. None. I was even guilty of that at times. I've also, I'd say for the most part, been very, very intentional with what I'm doing on a given day. But there was time periods where I would just go out and spin laps because I was having fun. I think it's more fun, subjectively speaking, to be able to track progress, and you're only going to track progress if there's the rhyme and reason of what you're doing. I would say do longer sessions if you can. 10 minutes is a little short. 10 minutes, at least for me, again, subjectively speaking, it would tempt me to go too fast. And I would kind of go into sprint mode, which sometimes sprinting is fun, but a lot of times it's not. And a lot of times sprinting creates bad habits, can be dangerous, and you forget about all the things that you should be thinking about technically. So I would say extend those motos a little bit. If you could be doing 15 to 20 minute sets, that would be ideal. Then if you want to keep this answer really simple, just add in one small thing to each of those. So kind of have one stipulation for each. You see I think the Deegans and Star Racing, Gareth Swanpool has the Star guys doing this, which is a fun concept. Taking the rear brake off and taking the clutch off and doing motos without the rear brake and the clutch, or one or the other, no clutch or no rear brake, both great options as well. So you can do your moto as normal, but you're missing that one thing, or you have to think about that one thing. It's a very good way to fix bad habits and to improve, because instead of going out there and trying to work on 25 things at once, where ultimately you're going to do none of it, you can knock one thing off that list at a time. Other things you can do with that, a little bit easier to implement other than taking parts off your bike. Stand-up drill, super easy. You can do stand-up motos all the time. I recommend doing stand-up moto each time you go to the track. It's the best way to build fitness, first of all. And then it is a perfect way to create flow. It's a safe way to learn the track. It's easy to be able to work on the attack position without having to add in the variables of constantly sitting, standing, sitting, putting your foot out, standing. You could also, I just said don't tie things together, but what I was going to say is you could also do stand up only and then also eliminate the rear brake and the clutch and talk about flow. That will put you into an amazing flow, because you don't have to worry about doing anything. Other ones you can do, one-handed drill. I'm a huge, huge advocate of the one-handed drill. I've been doing it since I was, I think, 3 years old. I learned it at a Gary Bailey school. Shout out Gary Bailey. And or maybe it was David Bailey, or maybe it was both. I think Gary and David were both there. I was on a 50. So all I remembered from the whole day was doing the one-handed drill. Teaches total control from the waist down. And really, if you're doing something wrong, when that hand comes off, you're going to realize it. So do motos with the one-hand drill. Be careful, but those are great. Feet on the pegs. You can do a moto where you say, okay, I'm going to keep my feet on the pegs this entire time. And you can even create little games where, okay, my foot comes off, or if it touches the dirt, I'm going to start accumulating push-ups by the end of this thing. You could, by the end of it, if you dab your foot 10 times, you have to do 100 push-ups, something like that. But it just anchors your focus into one thing without making it too complex. Those three, stand up only, one hand, feet on the pegs, are my key three. Those are the three that I've done the longest. Those are the three that I would always recommend to anybody. They're easy to implement, and they teach all of the right things. So good question. Hopefully that answered it. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, make sure you go download them on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to watch full episodes or be a person that sends in your own video submission, go to club.themotoacademy.com and subscribe to join the Moto Academy family today.